Hi Bold Bakers, I'm Gemma Stafford, and this week on Bigger Bolder Baking we are making these no yeast, no fuss, absolutely delicious garlic breadsticks. Here's how to do it. So now not only are these breadsticks no yeast, but they're actually no knead, which makes it so much easier. So you do not need a stand mixer or anything complicated. We have a nice big mixing bowl here. Into this, I'm going to add in my all-purpose flour. Just regular flour, not bread flour. When I'm making any kind of a roll or a breadstick or something really soft like that, I prefer to use all-purpose flour. It has less gluten and it means that your breadstick is going to be even softer. Into this, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Super important to have salt in bread. Otherwise, the flavor could be a little bit flat and salt just really elevates that. Now for our raising agent, we have baking powder here. Because it's no yeast, it needs a raising agent. In my recipes for raising agents, always level off your teaspoon, tablespoon, whatever it is. A level spoon is always what you want. You don't want to have too much in there. Now just give these a mix together. So if you wanted to customize the flavor of these rolls a little bit, add in spices, maybe dried herbs, garlic, onions, tomatoes, something like that, you would add them in at this point. Okay, next is our yogurt. Now it's very important that you use just plain, regular, unflavored yogurt for this recipe. You do not want to use Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt has a tendency to be very thick and you want this to be a little bit looser. As you can see, this yogurt is kind of loose and thin. That's what plain yogurt gives you. Now, like I said, we're not getting fancy here. Go in with your spatula and just mix it until it forms a dough. So now, as much as I love yeasted dough, I also love no yeast recipes because they're so simple, as you can see. So if you haven't already seen it, definitely check out my no yeast pizza recipe. It is super popular and such a great pizza. Also, I have no yeast cinnamon rolls, which makes it really easy. Like on a Sunday morning, if you want to whip up cinnamon rolls, you don't have to wait for yeast to proof or dough to proof, anything like that. You can make them much faster and they're really good. To really be able to feel what's going on, I just go in with my hands and mix it all together. And there you go, in just a minute your dough comes together like this. I'm going to get a little bit of flour for my hands and a tiny bit for the surface. Not too much, you know how I feel about too much dough on countertops. And then we're going to divvy up this dough into 6 pieces. Now at any point, if you think like I'm having a big dinner party or it's Thanksgiving or whatever it is, I'm having a lot of people over for pasta, and you want to make more breadsticks, that's totally fine. You can double or even triple this recipe really easily. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're going to take each piece of dough and just roll it out on your surface as evenly as you can to around 8 inches long, and then place it on your baking tray. And then continue on with the rest of your rolls, just adding a little bit of flour onto your surface as you go. Try and get them as evenly as possible. I know it can be hard. Here I have my egg wash. Egg wash is a yolk and a little bit of milk, a little bit of cream. Some people use a whole egg. Everybody varies. I find for the best color and just golden brown results, an egg yolk and a splash of milk. All we're going to do is just brush these generously all over with our egg wash. It just means they'll come out lovely and shiny, and it also kind of moistens them a little bit. Just a note, if you forget to egg wash, they can end up being a little bit dry and you don't want that. Okay, lovely. Now the thing about these is once the dough is mixed, it actually starts to activate, so let's not hang around and get them into the oven. Bake your breadsticks off at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius for roughly 25 to 30 minutes or until they're lovely golden brown. Your breadsticks are ready when they're a lovely golden brown, just like this. Now, while they're still hot from the oven, I'm going to brush them generously with some garlic butter. These smell amazing, and I definitely recommend eating them while they're hot. Just look at that, how soft this lovely roll is, hot from the oven. If you want to go over the top and extra, dip your breadsticks into my 5-minute pizza sauce. These breadsticks are the best of both worlds. They're lovely and soft in the middle, but they're also crispy on the outside, so you just get lovely chew and texture. This is a homemade bread, fresh from the oven, drenched in garlic butter. I mean, what is not to love? The fun does not stop here. Stick around because I've got loads more no-knead recipes, cinnamon rolls, breads, pizza. Check them out. I'll see you back here again really soon.